Hey everyone, welcome back to Feelings. I am your host, Des, and today I have literally my bestie, my childhood best friend, Paige Cassidy. Welcome to the show. Woo, the crowd goes wild. You could say something.
Something. I'm crying because we were just laughing.
Yeah, we could not get it together right now. Like me and Paige, we talk literally almost every day. Not all the time.
Yeah.
But like sometimes. But I don't know why we're so nervous now. Like
I
I'm
know.
even nervous. I'm just like, it's like I never speak to you. But I think it's weird because we're letting other people into our conversation.
Yeah. I
don't
know.
like it.
Very weird. I'm like in derealization mode right now. I'm like, am I in a train?
Yeah. So I don't know. I'll let you know this. So whenever like, I don't know, this happens to me. Whenever I film a podcast, I literally black out. So later you're going to have like, I shouldn't have said that. But
yeah,
it's fine. Because it always sounds crazy after the fact. But once you listen to it, you're like, oh, it makes sense. It's weird.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. See, I don't want that. I don't want the like blackout because I get that whenever like I get really nervous and I'm like, boom, blackout. And I'm like, no, I just want to like be in the moment, but it happens. And it's still like you that speaks, but it's just like your body goes into like autopilot.
Yeah. But honestly, I like it. I mean, I don't like the blackout all the time. But for me, for example, whenever I do the podcast, I black out. But it's because, have you seen Soul, the movie?
No, I didn't watch it. No.
I've been telling you to watch it forever.
I know.
It's so sad, but so good. I ugly cry every time. But basically, like, they talk about your spark. Like, so he plays piano and like how, like, you know, when you're doing the thing that is like the thing you're meant to do, you kind of black out because you're just in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if do you feel like that, like when you're massaging, you know, like, because I don't know if that's your thing, but I know you like to do that. Like you're passionate about it.
No, I don't. I've almost blacked out, passed out like one time, but not like blackout. Like I guess like I've gotten like into the zone sometimes, but it's hard for me whenever I'm massaging to like I get into my head too much and I start thinking like I guess more negative thoughts when I should just be like, oh, relaxing, you know, or just completely just like focus on what I'm feeling. But I just, yeah, no, never blacked out. But I would like to do that. Like I've also,
we're gonna black out today.
Or take a nap while I'm massaging.
Have you?
No, but like my teacher in massage school like said that she can nap while giving a massage.
Maybe because she's just in such a meditative space, like a
Probably.
headspace. You know, she's just like doing automatically.
Yeah, like I wish I was there. That'd be nice.
Oh my God. So Paige is not a masseuse. I always say masseuse, but that's not correct, right?
Yeah.
A massage therapist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I'm so mad because how long have I known you? We known each other?
20 years.
That's crazy. And we'll get to our no more
21 years now.
Oh my God, we're legal. Well, I guess we can drink now, but
we both don't drink. That's legal, ma'am.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Paige, she's a massage therapist now, and I'm so mad because I've known her for so long and I've never gotten a massage. And I'm like, imagine if we lived in the same city. Well, I'm like, I could have all the massages I've ever wanted.
I know. You'd be bad. Can you get a massage today? Oh. Have I ignore her phone call? No, I'm just kidding.
You would be so annoyed at me, but I would like, you know, trade. I'll be like, I'll help you film TikToks or I'll help you, you know, edit something for massages. Yeah. That's a good trade-off for me.
Make me your good food.
Oh, yeah.
That would get me.
So, yeah, me and Paige have known each other since we were 10, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
10. We met, so we, so when we were growing up, we lived in Panama City, Florida. That's where Paige lives now still. Not still, but she moved back. It's okay. Your family's there, you know?
Yeah, I'll be out soon.
Yeah, no shade to Panama City, but we both really don't like it. And yes, we're talking about Panama City Beach and that kind of stuff, but
it's not our home.
Yeah. What's your home to you?
I don't know. I was just thinking about that this morning, actually. I was like, this is, ever since I moved here, like it's never felt like my home. And so I'm like, I'll just have to find it.
I would say LA is my home because I've been here for like 10 years. But when I went back to Orlando recently, I mean, you know, that also feels like home too. Like it's just another home.
Yeah.
But
Orlando was nice. Like I loved it there, but I don't think it was like my home, but like I loved it. I felt so comfortable there. And like even going back, I'm like, I don't have a negative thing to say. Like I love it.
I had negative things to say about Orlando, but that's for another time. But
Tell
we're
me
okay
your
now.
feelings. Tell me your feelings.
Tell me your feelings. You know these all my feelings.
I know.
But Paige and I, we met in elementary school. So I lived in Panama City, and then Paige ended up moving there. And on the playground, I think that's when we first saw each other, right?
Yep.
I could literally see exactly where we were standing. And I think I just straight up went to Paige and I was like, you want to be my best friend? Right?
Yep.
And that's how that started. Easy.
Yeah. And I didn't have a choice. Here I am. No.
21 years later, you're still my best friend.
I know.
Yeah. So yeah. And then we learned that we lived on the same street, right? James Street.
Yeah.
And then like we literally lived on the same street. So we would take the same bus. And then the first day we met, I think you came over after school. Right?
Oh, really?
Was that?
Yeah, I don't remember.
It
had to have been soon after.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the first day because I remember being like, I have a best friend, like I remember that excitement.
Then I come over and I remember being in the Florida room, like in there,
the porch area,
sitting down, eating some Oreos. Yeah.
I was like, are you going to say it? The reason why me and Paige really connected is because you want to say it, Paige? I know you want to say it.
Yes, it's my favorite story to tell.
It's not mine.
I know, you're always like, we were just eating some Oreos. I think maybe, did you have the pool then? I don't think so.
Yeah. Oh,
did you? Okay.
You knew me without a pool?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, then I didn't have a pool if that was the first day.
Okay, yeah. So we were in the Florida room, just like playing and eating some Oreos, and then you farted, and I was like, ooh. And you're like, and then I farted. Oh, yeah. And then like, dang, this girl's my best friend.
Yeah,
I was
immediately.
Like, she's it. She's the one.
Yeah, and literally besties ever since. Yes. It's so crazy. So Paige and I, we rarely have lived not in the same city, right? I think more so not in the same city than in the same city.
Yep.
I think out of everyone in the world, you know everything. Like, I don't think I have one secret from you. Not that I have secrets really from anyone else, but like, when some shit happens to me, like I call you and I'm just like, this, or if something good happens, like me and Paige could talk for hours on the phone. Like,
I know, and I'm like, I don't have stuff to talk about. Like, we just talked yesterday. Like, we talk about, I don't know. It's like we always find something to talk about when there's nothing going on.
Yeah, and we'll just sometimes we just don't talk about nothing. We just talk about stupid stuff. This morning, what was the whole scenario we made? If I was invisible,
because all of your friends there, you're always like, oh, I'm on the phone with my friend Paige, and so like, is she real? Like,
yeah. Like none of my friends in the last, like, my friends now, I guess, my recent friends, I don't know what to call them. None of them have ever met Paige, and I talk about Paige so much, and they're like, is she imaginary?
Yeah, I know.
And we were like, it'd be so it'd be so funny if like on this podcast right now it was just me, but like no one was there, but I was like answering like questions and like talking to someone. Oh, that would be iconic.
Finds out she's crazy and there's nobody there.
I would be so sad. I would be so sad. Okay, wait. Sorry, I forgot I'm on a podcast, my podcast. Okay, first off, I say this at the beginning of every podcast, like, I'm not a therapist. Please take what you want from anything we say, even though I don't even know what we're talking about today. We might just not talk about anything serious, but, anything that I do on my healing journey or Paige does on her healing journey might not work for you. So, take what feels good and go from there. But don't come back at us.
Yeah. I was saying take what resonates. And then I realized I watched too many tarot card videos. That's what they say.
Takes what resonates. Speaking of tarot cards, we're going to pull a card.
Actually, I was hoping you would do this.
Oh my God. I'm so silly. I put because this is what's holding my computer up. Today, we're going to do this one.
Okay.
The Skin Deep. I don't know which one I like better now, because now I have We're Not Really Strangers. It's just like, it's the same vibe, but different kind of cards. Oh, ooh, this one's interesting.
Okay.
What do you think will become important in my life that I'm unaware of now?
Okay, so you get to these places where you're doing absolutely incredible. It's where it's what you want for the future. Like for now, right now, you could be imagining like, oh, this is what I want. This is what I want next. And then cut to the future, you're going to be there in that spot. And I know you're going to get to where you're going to be frustrated then. And you're like, oh, you know, da da da. And I'm like, look, back then, this is what you wanted and you got it. Like, you're going to get to that spot where it's like, I have everything that I asked for.
I don't know if this was like, this is a compliment, but also a read. Like, I'm like, okay, tell me the truth then.
Okay, so like, for instance, I know what you want next in your life. Do you want to say what you want next in your life?
What is
it that you want? What is it that you want for the future?
I mean, I want my podcast to succeed and have my own, like, and only work on this and do events and stuff. That's like the big dream, I guess.
Okay, and then you're going to be there. Like, come future, like, that's where you're going to be. Because that's what happens to you. You're like, this is what I want. Boom. A couple years later, maybe even sooner, like, you got it.
Yeah. I feel that because you know, out of everyone in the world, I'm so hard on myself. And like, I put myself down that like, yeah, I am unaware of this journey that I'm doing because I'm miserable sometimes. But yeah,
it happens. But I mean, life's never going to be perfect. You're always going to have issues in the spot, even if that's where you thought was going to be like the perfect spot. So
yeah. That's annoying though, because like it's like you work so hard to get there. Just
but
still be sad.
Sometimes I think like, okay, how kind of boring would life be if you're in that spot and everything was perfect?
That's true.
Like, I feel like you need a little something to spice up your life.
A little bit.
Please don't spice up my life right now, life.
I know. I'm like, you're manifesting that for yourself. I'm like, my life's been spicy the last, especially 3 years.
The spice doesn't stop.
I'm going to read one that I'll answer for you.
Okay.
Okay. Read this one. Okay.
If you could alter one of my core beliefs, what would you change and why? Okay.
Oh, okay. I feel like one of your core beliefs right now, it's probably not it's just like something that you're going through right now is you're trusting of yourself. You mentioned that the other day. Like you have, I don't know if that's a core belief, but we're going to go with it. But like, you know, like, like you're having trouble like trusting yourself. And like, that's a belief you have right now that you can't trust yourself. So I would alter that because you are a strong, independent mother. Okay. Woman. You pushed 2 babies out of your vagina. Like, that's crazy.
Like, ow.
Yeah. No, ma'am. Yeah. And you take care of your family. And like, I mean, you're so good at life. So I think you should trust yourself.
Thanks. I mean, you trust me. I'm your therapist. So
yes. Paige is my therapist. I mean, I also I used to have a therapist, but before I got that therapist, I was like, Paige is my therapist.
Yeah. She comes to me for free. I do volunteer work.
But you love it. I help you sometimes. You for sure help me more than I help you. You just know how to handle my situations because I think you're out of it, you know? So it's like you can see clearly.
Yep.
I'm kind of glad you don't live here because like in LA with me, because I feel like if I told you all the problems I tell you I have, like you would kill people. I feel like
I would.
Paige is the devil to my angel. Would you say that?
Yes. No, I used to be way more
She used to be bad.
Yes. So sometimes I feel like I'm more of an angel now, but whenever like people make me mad, like that you tell me about, then I'm like, okay, like I want to pull out old Paige where I want to go beat them up. Like
yesterday when you were like, we could just do this. We could just, you know. And I was like,
we could.
No, I'm like, let's not.
Yeah, I thought you'd get a little scared. You're like, no.
Yeah, I did get scared. And I was like, okay, put your villain Paige away.
You said this is the villain era, okay?
Yes, I know. It's so weird that like, even on TikTok, like everyone's collectively talking about they're entering, like the people who are people pleasers, like entering their villain era or whatever. And like, I saw one this morning where they were talking about, you know, the same idea, but it's like basically people who are tired of not putting themselves first are like putting themselves first, and it's going to get like rocky for some people because they're used to just, you know, taking advantage of people.
Yeah.
But Paige has seen me through all sorts of bad people. Why do you think I choose bad people sometimes?
Why do I think you choose bad people? And
Like,
Narcissistic.
yeah.
Hmm.
Ooh, you've
Um,
seen them all. You've seen the first one.
okay, so a lot of people go with what they're familiar with. So if you're familiar with narcissist and
I
whatnot,
don't
then
want
you're
to
gonna
be
just,
familiar.
I know, but the thing is now you recognize it. And so now you can take a step back. You see these things, and now you can kind of like, yeah, no, I'm not going to go and take that path again. And just like it's going to take you time, but you're going to keep being put in the same situation until you decide to change it, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
So
I'm
change it.
learning. I know. I'm learning. Paige legit was there. I think I mentioned this before in my podcast. I know I have. I'm just saying, like, oh, I think I, but like, about my like first ever relationship and it was like abusive and like really bad. But like, Paige was there and she caught that shit from the get go. She was like, no,
Mm-hmm.
he's so bad and like he sucks.
Yeah.
And then actually, me and Paige stopped talking for a while because
Mm-hmm.
I'm a dumbass.
Well, so am I though, because I gave you an ultimatum. I was young, dumb, and I was like, you need to choose me or him.
And then that kind of
Like,
like,
okay.
yeah. Well, like, I think that's just the type of person I am too. I'm like, if I don't know, if someone brings up that choice, I'm like, that's kind of
Yeah.
fucked up. Like, why would
that
you?
that's super controlling, and so now I'm like, that was so dumb, but we both learned our lesson in that. So I
Yeah.
would never ask somebody to choose this or that, because they'll always choose the other thing.
Yeah.
And if you're telling somebody to that they need to choose, then maybe you need to take a step back and remove yourself from that situation.
Yeah. Your intentions were there though. Like, you had really good intentions. I get what you're like.
Yeah.
Now that we're older, I'm like, oh, for sure, I would have listened to Paige, but especially because that was my first boyfriend and like he
Mm-hmm.
was super like fucking with my brain and toxic and
Yeah.
like I lost all my best friends during that just
Mm-hmm.
because that's so sad. Bad times. But yeah, I lost all my friends during that era just because I was just like, you know, taken by the toxicity or whatever.
So if you're watching this,
I I highly doubt. I'm like, if you're watching this, please don't, because
yeah.
that's disgusting. I'm trying to like think back to like all the guys, because I tell Paige knows every guy I think I've ever liked. Because
Mm-hmm.
Paige is like, I mean, I only have a few girlfriends, and like when I talk about boys, like I'm not really boy crazy. Like all my friends, Paige, boy crazy. Sorry, Tony, if you're listening. I don't know if he's listening.
No, he's not. He's busy playing games.
Okay. Yeah, like Paige was so boy crazy. Loki, she still is boy crazy. Yeah, I talk to her about my boy problems and boy stuff, which is always just like me being like, why doesn't he like me? Let's dissect that. Why do you think the guys that I like don't like me? Oh my god, that's so sad.
Okay, so I have a hard time with this because I've always been in the same exact position as you. The guys that I like have never liked me back.
Mm-hmm.
So the same goes for you. Why do I think guys don't? Because they're dumb. I don't
Yeah,
know. Like I
it is
really
because
don't
they're
know.
dumb. Also, I think, well, for one, I feel like I'm for sure different now in
Mm-hmm.
comparison to like pre-pandemic Des. So now I'm like, I have more confidence. I think before I was so like, love me, love me, love me, you know.
Yeah.
Now I'm more like, love me, but
Yeah.
like, if you don't, then that's fine
Yeah.
too.
Like you need to put in the work for it and show to me that you're a good guy. And I think the problem was before you weren't vetting the people. You were
Yeah,
just like, hey.
I was jumping. I'm like, you want to be my
Oh, wait.
boyfriend?
Yeah.
Very
Let's
well.
be
That's
my
all I
boyfriend.
knew. That's how I get all my best friends. I'm like, you want to be my best friend? So I assumed, do you want to be my boyfriend? Was the same
The thing.
idea.
So like,
Yeah.
no, you're like, oh,
I'm like,
okay,
oh,
I'll try
just
the next
kidding.
person.
Yeah, I don't know.
Uh,
Do you have any dating tips for me on like whenever I do shoot my
yeah,
shot with people?
go out on dates. You can't be stuck in the house. You gotta go.
Boring.
Okay,
Tomato, tomato.
I was hoping you would say that. Boring, tomato,
Boring.
tomato.
Tomato, tomato. I love that TikTok. I'm like, that is me. I always go boring. And when I was like, oh my God, they just get me.
Mhm.
But
You
yeah.
have to put yourself out there in order to find the boys. And you won't go on dating apps. So what else can you do to put yourself out there?
Yeah.
I feel like an easiest the easiest way to put yourself out there with people, honestly, is like work, because that's all adults do. So it's like they end up finding their love interest at work. And with your job, I don't think you're going to find a love interest there.
Yeah, because they're all gay. Yeah. And also, like, besides everyone just being gay, like, I kind of just work from home anyways. Yeah. So I think so. Okay. My game plan, because I'm like, I do want to start dating, because it's like, first off, I just need to start getting comfortable. Because I barely have any male straight friends now. Especially now, I have like no male straight friends. I mean, they're my friends. Like, we never see each other. But I'm starting to do things that I just like to do. For example, like, I want to start going to the park, and just chilling and reading and doing stuff at the park. Who knows? Maybe some guy who's hot, like, his dog runs up to me,
Or maybe there's a psycho there walking at the park looking for
prey. Why would
prey.
you say that?
I'm so sorry. That's just where my mind goes.
Paige does that to me. But it's also good to think of those things. But that's why I'm going to go. Okay, fuck that. Fuck the park, okay? You just ruined that dream for me. Just kidding. Or like, I'm going to go to the aquarium soon, like by myself on my artist date. And I was like, what if I'm looking at the jellyfish and like he's also looking at the jellyfish?
Or maybe it'll be the jellyfish looking at you.
Oh, I would want a jellyfish. That's fun. I have Hedwig back there, but I want a jellyfish. Jellyfish would eat him, I think. But yeah, I feel like
jellyfish eat.
I actually saw a TikTok where someone was feeding jellyfish, but I forgot what they were feeding them. Oh, it was at the aquarium I'm going to. They were like, I think it's like, I don't know what it is, but it's something little. And
okay. Sorry, quick thought. Okay, so you and I must have a love for aquariums and a love scene in an aquarium because of Josie and the Pussycats.
Oh, that makes sense. Yes. That makes sense. Okay, so story time. So when me and Paige were younger, we had also another best friend, Amanda. So it was the three of us. Literally, we were inseparable. She also lived on our street, so we legit were inseparable. When we were younger, Josie and the Pussycats came out. We were obsessed with Josie and the Pussycats, and Paige was Josie, right? I was Melody, and Amanda was Val. And we legit like would wear our cat ears, how like in Josie and the Pussycats, our leopard ears, and we would wear it to school and everything. And like,
yeah, we were pretty cool.
We were so cool.
But
like we were probably but it didn't matter because I felt cool. I was like, wow, we're the cool ones wearing cat ears, And in my mind, we were Josie and the Pussycats. So like, we're in a band. We have a band.
With no instruments.
Yeah.
We're playing the water. Or we used to play mermaids too.
Oh yeah. And then our mermaid names were, you were Selena.
Yep.
I was Shakira, and Amanda was Aaliyah.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, I miss those pool days. We would be in the pool every single day forever.
I want to go play mermaids now.
I know. I see. This is why I need you. Anytime I go into a pool now with everyone, like everyone is always like, Des loves to swim. Like she's psycho, and I will stay in the water all day and like be like, "You want to play mermaids?" And I'm joking. But it's like, I think I don't know, because growing up, we were always in the pool. So I think that's why I love swimming. Water just makes me feel so calm. But, wait, rewind. There's a scene in Josie and the Pussycats where they're like in the aquarium and like they're about to kiss or something, right? That's the dream. That would be so cute.
Yeah. I used to want to get engaged in front of an aquarium. Like, but I would tell Tony, I'm like, I want to get engaged in front of an aquarium. I was like, but nobody can be in there. And I was like, this.
Someone has to come in the scuba suit with the, in Josie and the Pussycats. But what were you going to say?
Oh, so now it's moved on to you. Now you're aquarium girl. Okay.
I would live. That would be so cool. Because Paige is engaged already. Woo!
Yay! Oh, I have my ring on.
So Paige is engaged to Tony, which, can we tell this story?
Yes.
The Tony story? Okay, this is like some manifesting queen shit. Like, it is crazy. So I'm like, where do we start? Everett Middle School, right? So
yeah, 8th grade.
8th grade?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, 7th grade, because there's only 8th grade is the last grade, right?
He was already in high.
No, he went to Everett because he's at the Valentine's Day dance.
No, he didn't. He came.
That's creepy.
I know, right? I'm like, weirdo, but it's because his mom was chaperoning.
Yeah.
And then he just like came after school.
So I was on cheerleading in 8th grade. Oh, that's right. That's how. Yeah, no, you're for sure right about 8th grade because that's the only year I was in cheerleading. And then that was Tony's mom. So Paige. So during cheerleading practices, Paige would come with me because she knew Tony would be there, right? Mm-hmm. She had a crush on Tony.
Well, I think I was already going to your practices, and then he walked in the door, and I was like, "Oh!" And I said, "Who is that boy?" I was like, "Mm-mm." So then he would always come hang out with me in the bleachers, and so I could not wait to go into high school, so I can go to school with him. And then so come high school.
Wait. We have to talk about the Valentine's Day dance.
Oh yeah,
that is like epic moment in my life just to see it all. I'm sure in your life, obviously, but like I just remember. So the Valentine's Day dance, was it before we were manifesting? Like, we want you to dance with Tony at the dance. I feel like that was a thing.
Because did we know he was going to be there?
I just like have this memory of just like being like, okay, I want you to dance with Tony at the dance, if you know, like something like that. So maybe we were just talking and said it, you know, but
yeah, crazy. So
yeah, we were like psycho. Did we do the disco ball before or after?
That was after because we were recreating it.
Okay. So Valentine's Day dance. This was 8th grade. I won Valentine's Day Queen, epic, but the win really was that Paige got to dance with Tony, and that was the first time that was ever like something big, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I just remember being like, I was like so happy that and then I looked at you guys, I'm like, oh my God. And they were dancing like this, like the arms apart.
But we also did like a little Spanish dance, I think.
I feel like, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. So there was me and another girl, I think her name was Allie, and we both went up to Tony because we both wanted to dance, and he chose me.
You'll never let that go.
Nope. I'm like, sorry, Allie.
You're like, I still got him.
I know.
Yeah, but that was so epic. And then, so after the dance, I had this like weird disco ball kind of thing. It was like lights that spun, but we would like manifest stuff and like that, like Paige would date him and like all that. And then we reenacted the whole dance, right?
Yes. I was like, be Tony and I'm me, and come up and ask me to dance again.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I was like, remind me what he said. Remind me. Oh my God, I'm still the same person.
You are, but so am I. So it's okay. We're still psycho. Oh my God. But I'm like, I blame you for my fantasy mind, because you.
I was too.
Because you like were so like, no, this is what's gonna happen. But that's good. You also taught me manifesting. Basically, you didn't even know. Long story short, Paige did a love spell. She did 2 love spells apparently, and now they're engaged and have 2 kids. Like,
yep.
20.
Now he's mine. He's locked down forever.
10 years later. No, I believe that. I love Tony. Better not fuck it up. We'll fuck him up.
He won't. He's so awesome. I trained him well.
Yes. You're like, I trained him well.
In my spell, I put in all the characteristics. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. Paige actually told me the other day, because she was like, you should do this spell on this guy that you have a crush on, which is it's whatever. But but Paige was like telling me you want to tell them how to do a love spell?
Okay. Well, so I think, there's plenty of spells out there, but I think whatever you think should go into it. So like I made up my own, and like I was like boiling water, and I wrote his name down and my name down, and then I put honey between it and I stuck it together, and then I put it in the boiling water with like rose petals, and like my thought process was sugar, spice, and everything nice. These are the powerful girls.
Yeah.
So I put like different things in that, and I let it boil, and I don't know what I did with that water or what, but
you drank it.
It worked. So no, I don't think I drank it. I don't know what I did after. I just know I did that, and then here we are. That's
some like intense like manifesting too. I'm sure. I mean, it's for sure a spell, because I would never just put honey in my name with someone, but me and Paige also have talked about how like, because she was telling me like you should just do this, and I'm like, I'm scared that like, what if he doesn't like me? Like, I believe in the spell.
Free will.
Yeah, against his own free will. But Paige said that she asked Tony, and he said,
yes, I've asked Tony because he knows that I did this. And I was like, I feel really bad. Like, I feel bad that I did that. And I feel like I took away your free will. And like, what if you really don't love me? He's like, oh no, I do. Like, there's no spell that can make me like, it's, it's me. I'm like, or maybe you're just saying that because the spell is on you.
That's what I would say. I'd be like, the spell is still working. Like, it works so good.
Yeah.
Oh, no, but you guys literally were like a match made in heaven. You guys look so hot together, make beautiful children. Like, it worked out.
Mia got so excited the other day when she saw my like diary entry about him.
Oh,
she just like looking at me. That's so cute.
Yeah, so Paige recently found an old diary from that era, like literally that time.
Yeah.
And she found one of where she was talking about Tony. Oh, and you said you danced with him at the Valentine's Day dance, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cute. And like, there was another page. This is my favorite page. She sent it to me, and then it literally was like, Jezebel is my best friend, right? I want to read it. Hold on. I have to read it. It's so cute. Okay, so this is on March 13th, 2004. So we were 13. Her post says, Jezebel is, spelled I-Z, Jezebel is my bestest friend in the whole entire world. I've known her since 5th grade, and she likes to fart a lot. Which I'm like, the other day, I'm like, do I really fart a lot? I'm so confused. I'm like, is that something I just am unaware of? Because you mentioned that a lot, but it's just, I literally was like, I saved it to my phone because I was like, that is so cute. And then there was another one a year later, but then she's like, Deza is moving to Orlando this summer. And I'm like, I remember when I was moving. That was so sad.
I know.
I was so excited to get out of Panama City though, but also so sad to leave you. Remember when we used to play with the Ouija board?
Mm-hmm.
Who was I was talking to someone about that the other day. I think Sarah. I was talking to Sarah about it. And I was like telling her, I'm like, yeah, Paige was the crazy one with the Ouija board. Like, she wanted something demonic to happen.
And now I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Please,
because
no
that shit's
Ouija board.
real. Okay. Real question. Were you pushing the Ouija board?
I swear. No, I was not. Never, ever, ever.
It had to be.
I thought you were pushing it.
I would never want that to be real. Like, I'm like, no, I'm good, love. You super promise, swear on your heart.
Yes,
okay.
I swear on your life. No crosses counting, no nothing counting.
I'm like, don't swear the Ouija board on me. Okay, so that shit was real. I forget questions we've asked, but
the first time I ever played it, I don't think you were there though. But I asked like who it was, and they ended up saying they were like one of the 9/11 terrorist attackers. And then the lights went out when I went to turn them on. Like they like burnt out.
Oh, fuck that. Was it you who, I think this was at the end of your Ouija board era, where you and I think Jade were playing, and then like you guys got so scared you threw it out, then it came back to your room?
I don't remember. You have such a better memory than me.
I don't know. I was like, I would never forget that if that happened to me. Like, it didn't happen to me, and I still freaked out.
The last thing that I remember why I really threw it away was because me and Christina did it in my room, and we lived in like, it used to be an old church, and they turned it into like apartments, and I lived in there, and we did it, and then it was fine, nothing weird. But then the next day in my room, I was in the house by myself, and I was just like doing something on my dresser, and then I heard really loud in my ear, like this really creepy sound, like like loud in my ear, and I was like, and I ran out of the house. I was like, no.
I'm literally tearing up. That is so scary.
It was creepy. And I'm like, there's no explanation for that noise to have been in my ear that loud. Like,
yeah.
Mm-mm.
No,
goodbye.
I don't fuck with that kind of stuff. I'm like, I believe in like spirit guides, the good side of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like the universe, my highest self, that kind of shit. But yeah, the demon stuff, I'm like, I'm okay. I don't want to fuck with that. Like, a lot of people like haunted houses. Like, I like haunted houses, but not like real ones. Like, I like the fake ones, like Universal.
I don't even like fake ones.
Oh, I know. The first time I ever went to Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando, I was so mad at Paige because she was freaking out. Like, yes, it's supposed to be scary for sure, but she thought they were going to kill her.
They were going to murder me.
No, they weren't. This is why it was like, who was it? You and Jesse I will never go to anything scary with you guys ever again. You guys are
Good.
so
I will
bad.
gladly not go.
You like, oh my God, you both, I'm just like, it's scary, but it's not real.
It's
But,
scary.
I
Okay.
mean, it's scary. I'm scared as fuck too.
I don't want, I mean, like, who wants to be like, have something like pop out of you?
But you guys are like drag me down. Like both of you guys. Like, you know, like when you hold on to someone, like you fall and like you take me with
it's
you.
so they get you first.
I remember we were in one house though. We were near the end, like, so like you could see where the exit was. You ran out and like I was like in a weird hallway or something, and I looked to the side. Oh my God, I just got the heebie-jeebies. And it was like a hallway like to my left, and I looked and like the door's right there, and I look and it's, oh my God, I can't even say it. I can see, I don't even close my eyes. It was literally the Exorcist girl, just like,
I remember
just
that.
staring at me. Do you remember that?
I think that was a house where I was like, nope, I'm done. Like, I cannot do one more.
No, that was, I am traumatized from that moment. That shit was so scary. Marilee took us, right?
Yep, she sure did. And then you guys wanted to go in one more. I was like, no, I can't.
Yeah, I love Halloween Horror Nights. It's so fun.
Speak for yourself.
But I'm scared as fuck. I used to work in a haunted house at Universal, at the one here, House of Horrors.
Really?
Yeah. You didn't. How do you not know this? There were there were times where me and Paige just didn't talk just because we were doing our own thing.
Life.
Yeah, life. Yeah. But yeah, I worked at House of Horrors at Universal here for like a year. And like I was just I wasn't a scarer, but I was one of the attendants who like, so wherever there's a scarer, there has to be someone who works there to make sure that the scarer doesn't get punched or hit. But I loved that job. It was so scary. But like I love that job because one of my favorite things is seeing people get scared. I love it. It is so fucking funny to me.
You psycho.
I don't like getting scared, but I like watching people get scared. It is so funny to me. Oh my God.
See, I could maybe like work to scare people. Like, I don't know. Could I be scary? I'm not sure. I would more enjoy that. Yeah, I guess I like enjoy.
You like scaring.
You though.
You for sure like torturing people. You've tortured me my whole life, so I feel like we haven't like talked any like really like healing mental health stuff.
I know, we're just like talking about, it's like I was having a phone conversation.
Yeah, this is just what it's like. This is what two best friends on the phone sound like. It's so funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's like I have depression and Paige has like very bad anxiety.
And together we make the bad girls.
Together we make the sad girls.
Or the weekly girl.
Yeah. But yeah, like, do you know why you have anxiety? That's such a weird question. Why do you have anxiety? Or like, where did it start? Yeah, when did you notice you had anxiety?
Let me tell you about my first anxiety attack. I started going to see a therapist because I felt like unmotivated, like I didn't want to leave my house and anything like that. And they prescribed me antidepressants. It was the first day where I took the first pill. And then later on that day, I had my first anxiety attack. And I ended up going to the ER because I'm like, something's wrong. Like, I didn't know what was going on. You know, back then I didn't know it was anxiety. Something was wrong. Like I was dizzy, like everything felt wrong. So I went to the ER.
What did it feel like?
I don't remember what that one felt like, but I know dizziness was a huge thing for me back then. I don't remember everything else. I went to the ER because I'm like, I think I'm having like a reaction, like a negative side effect to the medicine. And they're like, no, people don't really, this doesn't really happen to them as a side
they're
effect.
Like, it's a placebo.
Right. And then, so I was like, okay. So then from then on, like it was so bad. I don't know if it was anxiety or if whatever happened in that house made me get anxiety. Because come to find out, that house had black mold in it. So when I moved out of that house, I was perfectly fine. I didn't feel depressed. I didn't feel anxious, nothing. And the next time that happened was in my mom's house. That started happening again. Come to find out, she had black mold. I don't know what happened, but now I just have anxiety. So maybe mold then triggered me to have this like neurological things that turn into anxiety, to where then now I just have anxiety because I felt it and stuff like that. So now I have it bad to where I'll just get it for no reason, you know, like I have a really hard time going to the grocery store, driving, like anything. Like there's been times where I'm just having like anxiety attacks like multiple times a day.
Mhm.
But lately it's been a little bit better. So I try to find methods that help out with it.
What does the connection with black mold have with anxiety?
I don't know, but it can affect people in that way. I know for sure it can make them depressed. So I'm guessing anxiety.
Maybe there's just black mold everywhere. Let's blame my depression on that.
I know that's actually why I thought like maybe with Florida, there's got to be, the houses are made from wood now. Like it's super rainy here, super humid. Like, why would it not? It's such an easy place to just carry mold inside the walls, and we don't even know.
Yeah.
So I've looked up like houses that are better to live in without mold. So like adobe, cement, stuff like that. So I'm like, if I moved out of Florida, maybe, and I lived in like an adobe home or something, it would be like a test.
Yeah.
But some people who have lived with like mold illness, like they go hard, like they'll go live in a tent for like a week to like cleanse their body of it and stuff like that. And then they even say like you can't even take your old furniture because mold spores just carry onto stuff. And I'm like, that's so intense. Like, I don't think I could do that.
Yeah.
I'll clean it down with some bleach, but
yeah. Have you ever like gone to a doctor to see like what the connection was?
no, I haven't, because not a lot of doctors really
Like understand
look
that.
anything into mold. That would be more of like a homeopathic doctor that might do something like that, or where they might test your blood. But I don't know if that's anything to do with it. That's just like been a thought because I have no idea where else anything came from. But now I just have anxiety. Yay.
What are some ways you handle your anxiety? Because I know like you have it like really, really bad.
I think it depends on like what type I'm having. So like if it's a
go through the
panic
types.
Okay, so like if it's a panic attack, sometimes there's nothing I can do. Because at that moment I'm completely like freaking out, like, because it feels like something is wrong with you. Like it feels like you're dying.
Yeah.
So there's been times where I've gone to the ER because it's like something's wrong.
We were talking about that one day. Remember how you said you went to the ER? And I'm like, I've never been to the ER. And you're like, I've been a couple times. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it's really, really bad.
Where my mind's convinced me like, oh my gosh, I'm having this terrible chest pain. Like, am I having a heart attack? Which is better to go get it checked out. Like, better safe than sorry. But they'll be like, oh, it's just GERD. But I think it just stems from anxiety. Like, your body can cause all these physical symptoms, but it's nothing. And that's what's so frustrating, because it's like, is this real, or is this, something else going on? So the worst is I've gone to the hospital, or one really bad time, I get like derealization, like where I feel like I'm in a dream, and like I freaked out one bad. I'm like, Tony, something's wrong. Like I don't feel real.
I felt like that before.
Yeah, it's scary.
It is very scary. Yeah.
So
how do you get yourself out of that?
Now I just accept that. When that happens, I just accept it, because I'm like, this is going to go away. Obviously, I'm having anxiety, and my mind is just doing something that's trying to protect me.
Wow, that's very healthy and mature of you to do.
Thanks. Took a long time.
Oh, yeah, that's actually that's a good way to do it. Just know like your body's protecting you from something. That's like that Whole Again book I was telling you about. It talks about like the protective self and stuff like that. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Whenever I go through like those derealization moments, it's been a while. Yeah. Now that I mentioned it, it's gonna happen. But like I always have to like I start freaking out, and then like I make myself sit up, and like I have like these essential oils that like I have to smell to like kind of bring me back to life. And so it's like an intense smell for me works. And then also like when I was on social media, like I would go on Instagram and be like, it's a normal day. We're just doing normal things. I'm on Instagram. Look, there's so-and-so doing this, Yeah.
So going on TikTok helps too. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? It's just like kind of like distracting you, but also making you do normal things that you always do.
Yeah. Ice is a big one that helps. I'll get an ice pack and take it with me sometimes and just like make myself cold.
I like that. I actually saw on TikTok, I actually meant to send it to you. Maybe I did. But it was saying that whenever you're having like an anxiety attack or whatever, like the amygdala in your brain, that's what fires. Did you see that TikTok?
No, but I've read a lot about that.
Yeah, so the amygdala, it shoots warnings to your brain, and that's
Yes.
why you start getting panic or like fear and stuff like that. But this TikTok basically was giving like example of things you can do so that another part of your brain can like calm it down.
Yeah, I think that's what happened is like the normal part, I think it's like prefrontal cortex, maybe, or something like that. That's what's supposed to like danger is supposed to go there. So it like assesses like, oh, I've done this before. Like, no, don't send anything to the amygdala.
Yeah.
But then what happens now is like it gets stuck in like the amygdala, and it's like that's the first response to everything. It's like, oh, danger, danger, danger.
Yeah.
So got to teach my brain how to go back to how it used to be. But that's what I believe is like, I don't like pills. So I believe like the brain is very powerful. So why can't I relearn what I used to be in that state?
Yeah.
So we can get back there.
Yes, you can. I believe in you. One thing that TikTok was saying was like, if you start slowly having like a panic attack, like I think one of the, like, there was a couple things. One was like chewing on ice. One was gargling. One was chewing, just in general chewing. I forgot what the other ones were, but it was stuff like that, like basically to like take your mind to real life again, like to like distract your
like your senses, bringing it back to like your senses.
Yeah, and I believe in that because that's what I do. Like I have to like, you know, smell something, and like I always like put lip gloss on, like this chapstick, not lip gloss, lip balm, just because I like just like the feeling, you know.
Yeah,
it calms me down. You just have to find things that like calm you down.
Yeah, I have these. I take these. This is why it's like sitting right here. I'm like, in case I need it. Like when I go into a store, I like pop something like this in my mouth
to keep you calm.
Just have something to focus on. Or I used to put like lavender essential oil like on my mask. Nice.
Yeah, lavender is that bitch. I love lavender. It always calms me down. Yeah. Okay, so sum it up. The most extreme thing you could do is to go to the ER, which is good. I feel like, the reason why, to me, that's just so cool because I could probably, this is bad. This is very bad. But I could probably be like having a full blown panic attack where it's like bad, you know, like I should go to the hospital and I'll be like, I'm fine. I'll be fine. You know, like I'm more scared to go to the ER than, like I would probably die before I go to the ER just because I'm like, no, I'm fine. It's great. Which is not good. But do you have any other ways of coping or is...
Yeah, I just like to do ice or the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 method. I think you've heard of that.
What's that?
So you use your 5 different senses. Like, so you look at 5 different things. And whenever I am looking at 5 different things, I kind of like to describe like the things I'm looking at. Like, oh, I'm looking at a whiteboard that blah, blah, blah. And then 4 things is you feel 4 different things. So I like to feel different textures of things that are around me. 3 is hear 3 different things. 2 is smell 2 different things. And then 1 is taste something. So like if you don't have anything you can taste, you can like imagine like, oh, my favorite dish.
It's literally all of it is just bringing your senses back.
Yeah, you're bringing yourself back into the now.
So yeah, if you're having a anxiety attack or panic attack,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that's actually smart.
Tony said something to me recently when I thought I was having a heart attack. He was like, I was like, what if I have a heart attack? He's like, then you have a heart attack. I'm like, yeah, like you're right. I would just have a heart attack. Like, why worry over it?
That's a good point.
Like, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen.
That's sad. But also, I mean,
I know.
That's the realest shit. That's so fucking real.
What about depression? What are some tips to help?
I guess, well, one of the things that I have to learn over time is just to let myself feel whatever I'm feeling. Feelings. That's why I named the podcast this. You know, I'm overly positive sometimes. I mean, all the time. And like, I will just be like, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. Like, it's, you know, and then that kind of, I mean, over time it built up, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's why I cracked a few years ago, just because I was just like, oh my God, like, I'm just like covering it up. But I kind of just like go through it. I let my body do what it has to do. I journal a lot. Like these past few days, I mean, you know, but like I've been so depressed again. And like I made myself even more depressed because I was scared I was getting depressed again. which was just like a bad cycle. But I just like, I literally kept journaling like nonstop. Anytime I had like was something built up, I would journal it, because it would be like, it was just waves of stuff. Because along with depression is like anxiety. For me, I don't know if it's like that for everyone who has depression, but so like then I start like doubting myself and all this stuff. So I got stuck in my head last night. So I was like, okay, I need to meditate. So meditation also really helps me. Calling a friend. Remember I called you and I'm like, I'm sad and I just need like someone to talk to and like take me out of my sadness. And then I got angry and you were like happy. You were like, yeah, get him. And support was a hard thing for me for a long time to ask for. Like, I feel like no one knew I was sad until recently. I'm learning that that is one of the biggest helpful things, is just talking it out with someone. Because I feel like, for me at least, you know, being depressed, I was stuck in my head a lot. So I was having my own conversations, you know, trying to figure it out. When if I just bring whatever's going on to you, you simply are like, you're fine. Like, there's nothing wrong. You are a good person. You are talented. You are this, you know.
Yeah.
Like the other day I was going through it and my mom, like she straight up was like I was crying and she was like, you are a good person. Like, don't let these other things tell you wrong. And that so easy. I'm like, oh yeah, I am a good person. Like, I don't know why I was like sad.
I'm really happy that you actually realize it instead of being like, no, I'm not. You know, you actually are like, hey, yeah, I am. And like, props to you, because you should, you know, stay in that mindset and realize like you're kind of being your own enemy. Yeah. And you need to not be. You need to be what you would be to a friend. You need to be a friend to yourself.
Period. That's good.
Ask yourself, will you be my best friend?
Oh, that's so cute. Yes. Do you think you're your own best friend? Like, do you like yourself? I guess that's an easier one to answer.
I kind of actually feel like I don't know myself.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's another thing that I would like to do is, what do I like? What do I like to do for fun? Because I've had like a therapist ask me, what do you like to do for fun? And I'm like,
talk to Des on the phone for 5 hours.
What is fun? Yeah. But it's like, you think I'd be like, oh, I like to go out and I like to do this. I'm like, I like, finally I mentioned like, I would like to do s'mores and campfires. Like, that sounds fun. So I would like to start and go out and find what's fun and joyous. And actually, I kind of think that would be something good for people that deal with depression, is like, do something that brings you joy.
Yeah, when I was deep in it, I would go to the beach every morning, because the beach is like my like safe place. So every morning I would go there, and it made me feel better, like for like that time. And then once, you know, of course it doesn't go away so easily, but it definitely helped. Was
it hard for you to even be able to leave the house and like did you have to like make yourself go?
Sometimes. The time I'm thinking of, because I know it's been like a while, but the time I'm thinking of when I was going to the beach consistently, like it was like I was over it. Like I was like, I am so tired of being sad. And like it didn't go away because I was over it, but like I was like, okay, I need to start, like, what will make me feel better? Going to the beach every morning, that would make me feel better, because it gives me some, you know, magic in the morning. So
yeah.
I mean, it was hard just because I would rather just stay in bed, and like I was scared to leave my house because I was crying nonstop. But I just knew like if I got to the beach, I would be okay.
Good job.
Thank you. It's so funny how you're interviewing me. I'm just like going into like turtle shell mode. Like, oh my God.
So let me ask you this. How are you feeling about it?
Cries. But yeah, I feel like I've got a hang of it. Especially, I mean, also, you know, I started taking antidepressants, you know? So amazing. Honestly, like.
Yeah, I was going to say, how has that changed it for you?
First off, my focus is everything. Like, and you said you noticed too, where it's just like, I'm just more, because Paige always said that I have ADD.
ADHD.
Oh, ADHD. I don't know. But because our conversations, I mean, it probably still sounds like that. They're just all over the place. But yeah, whenever I started taking my medicine, like the first day, I felt like zoom, zoom, like I could focus on everything. It's weird because I feel different, but I don't know what it is. I guess just not. Oh no, I guess I do know. I guess like whenever I do get sad about something, I could bounce back easier. When before I would be sad about something, then I would be sad about something else. Then it would just be like a chain reaction.
Yeah, it would just consume you.
Yeah, and like then I couldn't do anything. But at least I'm pretty sure I think it's a combination of my medicine and just like me working on it.
Working. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like if something makes me sad, like, you know, I was sad the other day and I called you when I would never like even think of calling you, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like now it kind of gives me the strength to figure it out quicker instead of just brewing in it, because that's sad. I used to brew in it nonstop. I'm like, oh my God.
It's nice to be able that you have that something that's there to help aid you to get back to you.
Yeah. Would you ever take medicine for your anxiety? Or you have before, right?
I don't know. I have never. I think I might have to get to a point. I think the thing that worries me is I'm in like an anxiety group on Facebook, and I see all these people who take medicine and they're still struggling. And I'm like, well, like, what is the medicine doing for you? You know, if you're still struggling. And I just don't want to be dependent on something. I want to figure it out on my own, because I don't know what they put in that stuff, and I don't want it to change anything in my body chemically for the wrong way.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pills freak me out.
Yeah. I feel like you've always been weird about pills.
Yes. If I ever die from an overdose on something, somebody killed me. Tony has to force me to take Advil.
Really?
He's drugging me up.
Someone call the police. No. So you don't take any medicine, like if you're sick?
Like when I have like a cold or something?
No.
If the last medicine I took was when I had COVID a year ago, and I got prescribed antibiotics and steroids. So I did take those. I was so hesitant, and I like waited on some of them, but like I also kind of like my intuition knew like, okay, no, don't start this one till today. And like I ended up having side effects to one of them, like hives and stuff. So I had to stop taking that because I'm like, I don't know, something just felt off. But it's like I know what's good and what's bad for me.
That's good.
When it comes to pills. Or maybe I'm just psycho. I don't know.
I mean, I think both are the right answer. Oh, yeah.
The book that was it you that suggested me to read the book that You Can Heal Your Life?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I just finished it, and like I feel like that really helped me to bring me into like my next chapter in life. New chapter, new page.
Get it? Because her name is Paige.
Yeah, I know. So it just kind of made me like start having a new thought pattern. Instead of like having a negative thought pattern, I'm trying to like think positively and say these affirmations. So thank you for suggesting that book, because it did help.
What is the title again?
You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay.
Yeah. Louise Hay. Yeah, that one is so good. When I read that, like that's when I was trying to find self-worth again. But it's the one where like she gives you examples of like, if you can't hear, you can need to heal this part, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was cool. We got into that during quarantine. Remember? We were like obsessed with learning about like if my knee hurts, like what is that saying about like I can't hold, I feel unsturdy in my life or something like that.
Yeah. Your shoulders hurt. You're having you feel like there's too many burdens. And like, honestly, like it's pretty spot on with a lot.
Yeah.
Scary, spot on.
Scary. We should just do a whole podcast talking about that idea, like about the body and feelings, because
we should just pretend we're psychics and then tell people.
Wait, what? Oh my God. Stop. Anyways, that's the end of the podcast.
Was that so much tea, Jezebel?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm out of tea. You make me laugh. Thank you for being on my podcast. I was so nervous.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
If there is one thing that you wanted other people to know about you that they may not know, what would it be?
I'm like, I'm a pretty open book. Like, I'm not mysterious, but no, I do hide things.
Mysterious girl.
What do you think I want people to know that they don't know? That you know that I don't know that they know. What is your answer? Do you know?
Okay. I'm funny.
I feel like everyone knows that. You are funny.
I don't think so. Okay, so I don't think so because I don't like to show my personality to people. Like I'm very reserved. Over the years, I've just become like a clam. Yeah. So like, you know me, but like, I feel like I've lost my funny. And whenever I was watching Sex Life of College Girls, like I forgot the girl's name of the show, but she's really funny. And I'm like, I want to bring my funny back. Like I'm funny.
Yes.
So like, I want to bring that back because I love that Paige. So I'm funny.
Yeah, no, I agree with yours. Yeah, you're funny, and I want the world to see that you're funny because you're funny. Like you're funny is like charming. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm charming.
You call me charming? Yeah, no, it is. You know, because like you just have that comedic timing where it's like it's not like a stand-up comedy funny. You know, it's just like you're just like naturally funny where like you can make people laugh and like have fun.
Yeah, although I would love to be on SNL. I think that would be great.
I think you'd be great at that too. You used to make videos. I literally was thinking about that this morning when I was getting ready. I was like, man, Paige should like do that on TikTok, but I don't know
Make
if you
funny
would.
videos.
Yeah.
See, I just need to try and just be comfortable with myself and quit thinking about what others think. Just do what's fun to me.
Yeah, who cares what everyone thinks?
F everyone else's thoughts. If they think I'm a weirdo, I am a weirdo.
Period. You are a weirdo,
Okay.
so.
Have you thought of yours?
I don't know why my brain is going to like, when you ask me that question, like to guys, like whenever I start talking to guys, because I feel like, stop. I feel like, because I'm a pretty open person. People kind of like know me immediately, especially like my close friends, but even not close friends, I kind of tell everyone my life story already. But I feel like whenever I like am starting to talk to a guy like in that kind of way, like dating or something, like I'm really closed off. And then I feel like I would want them to know that like I'm actually like very vulnerable and open, but like I'm scared of letting any guy in because I'm scared that they're going to hurt me, you know?
Yeah.
That kind of vibe. I don't know if that answers the question right, but that's just what my mind ran to.
So what I'm hearing is you want guys, potential suitors, to know that you are open to being vulnerable, but you're nervous to being vulnerable because you don't, or
that's why I'm like, I don't know what I'm trying to say exactly, but I just feel like I get very closed off whenever it comes to like dating and stuff. But, or like not even like just dating, just like meeting new people just in general now. Because I feel I'm very closed off now because from my point of view, I'm like, I mean, this is true, but like I shouldn't let everyone know everything about me immediately. Because I feel like before I was just very like, this is me, blah, 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 you know. Now I'm like, but I think that's good though, because I needed to tone it back personally.
I don't know. You're amazing anyways. Either way. But actually, I had an old boss who, I want to say there's a TED Talk on it. He told me that pretty much like vulnerability is a strength. I don't remember. I'm going to see if I can find a video. There's some sort of TED Talk on about vulnerability.
Is that the Brene Brown?
Like, good, huh?
The Brene Brown talks about that a lot. She's an author.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she has a whole Netflix thing about vulnerability and how vulnerability is like the key to connecting with people.
Yeah, it's like that. So what would happen if you were vulnerable to people?
Yeah. And the thing is, I am very vulnerable to people. Like, I'm literally telling people I'm taking medication, I'm depressed, and like all my trauma.
Yeah.
I for sure have opened up more about it because I think before I was very just like positivity. Like in my first season of Feelings, which it's good. That was me then. But like even watching some of them or listening, I'm just like, oh my God, girl, you've learned so much, but you're about to learn so much fucking more. Cause like me just being like, just meditate, just do that. And it's just like, no, girl, like it's much more than that.
Yeah. And I think that's what vulnerability is really good, because then like, for instance, we're being open talking about our issues. Like other people can know like, oh, I'm not alone on this.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I just need to meditate. Like, well, but I'm going through this. Like, so now then I'm like, oh, I'm not alone. Like other people go through that too.
Yeah.
And that's, so maybe that is good. Like it's normal. Like people need to know like all of this is normal rather than us putting on the surface like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the community of social network, whatnot lacks.
Yeah.
Maybe not TikTok though, because TikTok's that way.
Yeah.
And it's making people more comfortable.
Yeah. It feels more like a human, like not fake.
Yes. I know. It's so nice.
I can't stand fakeness. Like fake social media makes me so annoyed. Disgusting. But yeah, that's why like I love my podcast. Yeah, so I hope we're helping someone out there. Like if someone's going through anxiety or depression, like, look, two pretty best friends with anxiety and depression, no big deal. But yeah, it's just like, I feel like everyone, not everyone, but like a lot of people go through it. And, I just want everyone to know out there, like, it's okay. We're here. Everyone's trying to help each other. Do you have any last words for the kids out there?
Yes, my final words would be to go earthing more.
Yes. Oh, that's a good episode too. Paige loves the earthing. We'll get into that another
walking
time.
Barefoot outside on the ground. Very good for you.
Yes. I do that now too. I do it in the sand. Okay. Well, Paige, how was your first podcast episode?
I'm more comfortable because I was very blacked out at the beginning. Are you still blacked out?
A little, but I mean, I'm always blacked out.
Same. I'm a little bit, but not as much. So I'm more comfortable, and I finally got to just be comfortable just talking with you. But it was good. It's like a normal conversation.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's just weird because there's like lights and cameras on me when I usually don't look at Paige. I'm on my car driving. So, just like staring at you. I'm like, oh, but okay, everyone go follow. Are you on any social media?
I'm on Instagram.
Instagram and TikTok.
Them dance tutorials. No, just kidding.
Yeah, she's like one of the best dancers on TikTok. What's your Instagram again?
Paige and Cassidy.
Paige and Cassidy. If anyone wants to follow, because she's a badass and awesome. Yeah, make sure you follow this podcast. The videos are on YouTube if you want to watch on YouTube, or if you just want to listen on Spotify, you can listen on Spotify. Follow my TikTok and Instagram at feelings. And if you want to follow me at Diazabel. And yeah. What'd you say?
You're watching Disney Channel.
And you're watching Disney Channel. All right. Thanks. Bye. You can say bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Feelings. I hope your feelings are feeling something right now. Make sure you follow at feelings on Instagram to join the feelings community. I just want to remind you, you are magical, you are beautiful, and I love you. Now go drink a glass of water and tell yourself you love you in the mirror.